What is up, everybody? Mikey Dare Panzernator here with Dapeeks,
What's up?
and we're gonna continue our Hearts of Iron 4 tutorial series. So we're in the middle of the Spanish Civil War right now, and so we took Madrid, and basically to win the Spanish Civil War, you have to take Madrid and Barcelona as the Nationalist. So we've got one encirclement that one of our tanks is wrapping up, and he just did another encirclement that our mechanized guy is kind of working on. I'm kind of directing our troops to kind of finish off that encirclement. But once I'm done with that, hold up. I need to get that guy out of there. You see, the problem, the trick of the Spanish Civil War is protecting the gains you make, because you have 3 divisions. You need the Nationalists to kind of move up with the front and all that, but so long as you don't mess up too much with that, you can do some good things. So you remember how to move divisions around and all that, micromanage.
Give me a refresher, but I want to do it.
If you select, so if basically right clicking on a province moves them there, if you hold shift, so like watch our SS division. Okay, so right now he's just stopped right here. If I just right click on Barcelona, he'll make a path and goes through enemy lines. Don't want him to do that.
So I've got to click on the division itself.
Yeah, so either in the list on under Heinz, if you right click on the division in the list, it'll
okay, I got it.
It'll bring it to you. And so if you want to attack manually that one division on this side of the river, you can right click on the province, or if you just want to support the attack, you can control right click on the bubble for the attack, right?
Yeah.
So
let me get all these guys then.
Yeah. So I'm gonna support that attack. I would say we leave our tank in Madrid just so the AI doesn't do anything dumb and lose it.
Okay, so I'll move them. I'll move the other 2 dudes to Barcelona or to over here, so I can sort of sweep them down.
So yeah, move them towards near Barcelona and start. Exactly. That's a good move right there. You see, when the trick with moving them manually is you want to keep them in your lines. You don't want them to make any unnecessary attacks or to get encircled or whatever. And so from here you can choose either way to attack. And there you go. That looks
now
good.
It's making more sense.
Yep. Yeah.
We still got our 1 Panzer division. Yeah, it's still in Madrid.
Yeah, he's not going to move since he's not assigned an order. He's just going to sit there. Now, one thing I will say though is you have 2 provinces to attack through. One is hills, and the one we're attacking in is mountains.
Okay.
Mountains are more defensible. Tanks and troops do a little bit worse in mountains, but it's 2 divisions versus 1. It's not the biggest deal ever. And there's some situations like whenever if you're Japan fighting with China, then you're gonna have to.
I'm guessing we'll pick another research after the war, or you want to pause it?
I'll pause real quick. Let's see, December of 36. I'm just gonna pick the 1937 construction tech. Because usually my mental calculation is basically once you get to November, it doesn't matter anymore. Because if you really want the tech, because of the length of time it takes to research the technology, by the time you get to not sure about the exact numbers, but you can research something in November of 36. Starting in November 36th, that's a 1937 tech, and it's not the end of the world. So, there's that.
Oh, we got it.
And yeah.
Oh no.
So yeah, there we go.
No. Hermann Goring work.
Okay, so let's just talk about.
Pause.
Yeah, let's pause and let me zoom out so I'm not hearing the ambient battle noise or anything. So, okay, so we want to kind of right now. Let's take this moment to kind of plan out what we want to do. Now, what I like to do before I play a game or as I'm doing a let's play and I'm just playing out my attack planner, my outline for the game, I kind of look through the national focuses and see what's going on. So, kind of center your national focus tree on the Rhineland.
Yeah, I'm there.
So, we want to do the Anschluss and then go down those two paths, right? We want to demand the Sudetenland, Vienna Award, and invade Czechoslovakia to get Czechoslovakia. And then we also want to we could do the Yugoslavia one, although Italy usually goes for Yugoslavia. So I usually like to let them have that. This is, I think, a historical path. And then there's Reassert Eastern Claims and Danziger War, which, is the go-to. This is how World War II started, right? So in terms of military, we want to do that. And a lot of these are gated. You can't start them until, and of course, you've completed the previous ones and deployed manpower. So one of our goals as the Spanish Civil War rages on and as it wraps up is to build up our army and be prepared for these decisions. Now, with demanding the Sudetenland and the Vienna Award and even the Anschluss, there's a chance that the war starts right then. Austria, I've had it happen where Austria is like, nah, fam, you gotta come and take it from us, and you gotta take over Austria. So all of these you kind of want to, just have some troops nearby just in case Austria says, nah, we'll pass, and a war breaks out instead of...
And we've got some already, don't we?
Yeah, we have troops on the Austrian border.
So we're doing Anschluss?
We're trying to get to the Anschluss as soon as possible. We don't have enough divisions in the field. We probably could... Okay, so we can't force deploy any right now.
Do we do befriend Japan?
Okay, so those don't exactly do a whole lot. Just hold off on those. Now, look to the left in the Army and Innovation path.
Yeah.
So the one right on, so Army Innovation, it's decent. Just about every country has one like it. Some land auction bonuses, some army experience. Allows us to hire certain advisors. Now, the one right below it, treaty with the USSR.
Mm-hmm.
What this does is, if you read, it reduces the ahead of time penalty by 100%, or gives a 50% research bonus if not ahead of time for the Panzer III, and also 2 extra bonuses for armor technology. So
yeah, I like that.
So by doing this, if you just quickly look in the technology tree, the Panzer III is a 1939 tech. And we could, start building those in the, 1937, early 1938. And with the 50% boost, we could probably even beeline Panzer IVs. We could get some up their armor technology ahead of time and, have better medium tanks than everyone earlier. So that's a good thing to do. Molotov-Ribbentrop, is historical, although I would probably stop at Molotov-Ribbentrop. Anti-Soviet pact,
basically, I want to get to rocketry though.
Rocketry,
I just want to be V2 everywhere.
Yeah, so those are later in the game. Those are like 1930s. So I would recommend right now we do a couple things. We're going to want to do naval rearmament, but later win the war on the ground first and, stare across the channel while building up the Kriegsmarine, then take over the UK. So since we can't do Anschluss, either start down Army Innovation just to get those research bonuses, or notice how under the path we're kind of going on with the Hermann Göring Werk and coal liquidization, there's an extra research slot.
Yeah.
Those are very good.
Okay.
So, either we should do Army Innovation and try and get the treaty with the Soviets, or we should do these industrial national focuses and try and get that extra research slot as soon as possible.
This is hard because I want to do like a blitzkrieg type deal. So I guess I'll just do Army Innovation.
Okay, if you want that, okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So that's good. And of course, you don't have to, completely commit to a path. You can do one from one for the other, kind of alternate. So let's unpause. And there we go. There's the Treaty of Valencia. Nationalist Spain has won.
Yeah.
So into the Spanish Civil War. Did our airplanes get... I think our airplanes got sent back.
Everybody sent back?
I think. Yeah. So our divisions will return eventually. Where? And so yeah, our airplanes did get sent back. I'll reassign them to Heinz as soon as he can, or as soon as we get it. So we have some troops deployed. Our pitchfork army, our training army. So we have some troops deployed, but they're not exercising right now because we stopped it, to save some experience once there was only one guy left. So you remember how to start exercising troops?
I click on the army. Yep. Right click.
Click on the portrait and then the gear.
Who is the dude?
There's no dude.
Oh, okay.
You can click on the pitchfork in the theater screen, or you can just click on the dude.
Oh, the gear. There it is. Exercise.
Yep, there you go. So that's good. So we have some more infantry to help with our anti-Swiss army, which we're probably going to move, honestly. Okay, so our volunteer forces are back. We got old good old Heinz Guderian.
You got enough mountain troops for this?
What's that?
You got enough mountain troops for this?
So mountain troops, they are good in mountains, although they're not...
light years better?
Yeah. The thing is, with the special forces, I typically always go with Marines because I didn't really use mountain troops that much because it's kind of situational. I don't find it, you can very more easily choose, okay, I'm going to use my Marines, for this naval invasion, than you are, hey, I'm fighting in a mountainous area, might want to send my Mountaineers here.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of a personal oversight for me, kind of, not necessarily oversight, but like, that's just kind of the what I've discovered. Also, paratroopers, I've never really mastered how to use them, so similar things with them. I'm going to reassign these air wings to Heinz. There we go. So, right now, National Spain is... Well, so the thing with National Spain is they might join the Axis and join in the war much, much later on, though. It's almost impossible to get them to join up and help with taking out France.
Yeah.
So, we can just kind of expect them to not do anything anytime soon. Kind of keep an eye on what Italy's doing. We do want them to ally with them. However, as sketchy as an alliance with Italy can be at times. But so for now, I'm actually going to move our Swiss troops to the Czech border. Just because
we invade Czechoslovakia, is it too early?
So in the national focus tree, we can demand Sudetenland, and basically that triggers a series of decisions by the UK, France, and Czechoslovakia. Basically, if they all agree, we get it. Or basically, it goes to Czechoslovakia. Do you want to give it up? Yes or no? Heinz has a promotion. Screw it, it doesn't matter.
Oh, research.
Excavation 1. Let's go ahead and get dispersed industry 2.
Okay.
So yeah, as you play, you'll figure out more of your preferences for the technologies, but just kind of a general rule of thumb that kind of is helpful long term, and I've kind of always gone with is you get the research bonuses and the industry ones as soon as possible, and then kind of fill in the gaps based on what kind of army you want and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So there's that. So yeah, whenever we demand the Sudetenland, basically it gives events to all the countries involved, and Czechoslovakia can be like, hey, I want to keep our land, and then Britain and France have an option to either help them or not, each one individually. So if Britain says no, France could say, well, screw you, Britain, we're starting our own faction and start the war. Or they could just leave Czechoslovakia to fight a war all on their own. But usually what happens is, more often than not, they're just like, yeah, you can have it. So
we've got 150 political power, by the way.
So for advisors, before you pick anyone, So going along with the treaties with the USSR, we're going to get better tanks eventually, right? So if you're, kind of thinking long term, try and get everything to work together as you're if you're going to go for those early tanks, it might be a good idea to get one of these designers sooner rather than later. So what I do is I just read over them, which ones I like. They all Henschel so Porsche adds hard attack and armor, basically so your tanks are harder to kill and they have better guns against hard targets, so other tanks. Henschel is they go faster and they don't break as much, and Man, they don't break as much and they have better soft attack. So generally I go Man. I either do Man or Porsche.
Henschel's you don't like?
What Henschel I don't like because I don't really rely on their speed all that much. The point of Panzers is to break through. So yeah, Man is good, soft attack, especially when you're fighting war with the Soviets. The Soviets do have a lot of manpower, but it's still not infinite. So the more higher the soft attack, the more damage you do to infantry, the better it is in that regard. So, and you just got to look at those bonuses and see which ones you think are going to be the most helpful for you, and then go with it. So,
alrighty.
Yep.
So what are we waiting on now? Oh, there we go.
So there we go. We got Army Innovations, and you can go with the treaty with the USSR if you want to.
Oh.
Go ahead and pick the national focus. I'll look for attack.
Okay. MIFO bills.
Yep, do the MIFO bills. Let's get... Okay, so I'm going to pause real quick. Okay, so open the research and go to land doctrine. It's the helmet with the chest piece.
One second, I'm getting there.
It's to the right of artillery.
1 second, it won't let... Oh, okay, there it is.
Okay.
Helmet with the chest piece. Okay.
So, notice it already started us off with one in mobile warfare doctrine. And just a very quick overview, mobile warfare means you're going to blitzkrieg. Superior firepower means you're just going to outproduce. You're going to use a lot of guns, so it provides a lot of bonuses to artillery. Grand Battle Plan is one a lot of countries start off with. It basically mostly, kind of all-around army bonuses, but mainly bonuses to planning, max planning, and planning speed. And then Mass Assault Doctrine is for your Soviets and your Chinese. It's basically throw soldiers at the enemy until they all die. So, so as Germany, mobile warfare is, the one you start out with, and a very good one. If otherwise, I usually go with either Grand Battle Plan or Superior Firepower if I'm just role-playing or playing a country that doesn't have a distinct flavor. But because we got Army Innovations, the national focus, it gave us a research bonus for mobile warfare.
Okay, so I just press it.
So, yeah. A good strategy is just always, whenever you get a bonus, use it. And kind of, co-plan your research future and your national focus that you're going to pick, kind of, base them off each other. So if you want, if you think it's time to get some new ships, maybe, and you have a national focus right there that gives you a research bonus for that ship, maybe you hold off on the research a little bit, you get the national focus with the research boost, and then you go with that. So that was, so we won the Spanish Civil War. It's about time that we have a little break here. We kind of talked about some more research boost and kind of long-term planning for the war. So what we're doing now is, we're mainly just building up our forces. And as Germany, we're trying to get as much land as possible without actually fighting anyone. So we're going to do that through the Anschluss, through Czechoslovakia, and through other means. So any questions?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Alrighty, well, if anyone watching the video has questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try and get back to you as quickly and with as accurate an answer as possible. If this guide was helpful, please leave a like. Consider subscribing to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and checking out my Patreon page. Thank you all so much for watching. Until the next one, this is Mikey Panzernator signing out. See you, nerds.